Hi guys, this week we're testing the 2015 Volkswagen Scirocco R. You can get turbo diesel versions and less potent versions of the Scirocco overseas, but in Australia you can only get the R variant. The R variant is a high performance coupe, they call it, even though it looks a little bit like a hatch. It's got 2 seats in the back. The Scirocco R has been around since 2008 in virtually the same form. The company has updated the styling a little bit for 2015, so it's got this new front bumper bar. It's got little black grills at the front. It's got new headlights as well with daytime running lights, LEDs. And then it's got the Golf R rims, 19-inch alloy wheels. And then around at the back it's got a new bumper bar as well. It's a bit more muscular. It's got these little fake vents in the sides. It still looks good in my opinion. It still fits in well with Volkswagen's current showroom range, especially at the front with the new bumper bar that's got the sort of 3-dimensional, it's got the angle there and another angle and then cleaned off like a hexagonal, semi-hexagonal shape. It looks purposeful and it looked like a concept back in 2008, so now it sort of seems to fit in well with 2015, I think. What's the difference between this and the Golf R that we tested a couple of weeks ago? Well, this is based on the Mark V PQ85 platform, so it is quite a lot older. It's 2 generations older. It also has the we'll try and get this right this time. It's got the 2-litre Volkswagen engine. It's the EA111 with the KO4 turbocharger. This is the engine that's running 27.5 psi, although the boost gauge on the dash tells us it's running about 30 psi, or at least peaking at 30 psi. In Australia it's producing 188 kilowatts and 330 newton meters, available from 2,400 and 5,200 RPM, which is quite a broad torque span for a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, especially one that's, you know, from 2008 basically. Let's see what it sounds like. So like the Golf R, it's got a really bassy, sporty note. You're not going to be confused that this is just a normal Golf. It's a definite sports car note. New to 2015 is this trio of gauges up on the dash, including a boost gauge and an oil temp gauge and a lap timer. But apart from that, the main center fascia here is carried over from the previous model. It's still quite modern. We love this interface. It's really simple to use. You just got your various menus that you want to choose from around the outside, and then the sat nav's very simple as well. If some cars you get into and you just want to punch in the address, and you've got to try and figure out where do you put the address, whereas this, just hit navigation, start route guidance, and then you just punch away your address details. It is starting to show its age inside. I can tell just by the use of materials. So modern Volkswagens are quite premium and very good build quality inside, whereas this is still very good build quality, but just it's got some scratchy plastics used around here, around the handbrake and all the glove box lid and everything like that. And up on the top of the dash is sort of a soft rubbery material. Most modern Volkswagens have this soft rubbery stuff everywhere, and it sort of absorbs the sound and makes the car feel more refined. And on the door trim as well, it's got this very tacky sort of plastic. I pulled this shut the other day and it's actually came off and I had to clip it back on, but the doors are very, very heavy. Even for a coupe, the doors obviously have to be a bit longer so you can get into the back, but they are very heavy. So we'll check out the back seat. So you do have to duck your head right down to get into the back like a coupe, but then once you're in it's alright. You've got these 2 individual bucket seats that are sort of almost like front seats but for the back. I've got pretty good leg room here, and headroom's pretty good as well for a coupe. Yeah, and we've got more of this hard plastic material on the side there and down here. It doesn't matter too much, but it's just that compared with today's Volkswagens, they've stepped up a bit with that. So let's take it for a drive. So you've got to reach right back to grab the seat belt. There's no sort of clip on the seat there like some coupes have. 3 transmission settings. You've got drive, which just changes gear automatically. It changes gear up quite soon, so it's sort of economy focused. And then you've got manual mode to the side, and then a sports mode. And then the only other option is the comfort and sport mode. So you've got different suspension modes and normal as well. So sport's very firm, obviously, and then comfort's a bit more relaxed. We've been driving it around in comfort mode and it's just fine. The chassis is already pretty stiff, so it's already very sporty. So comfort mode is not, you know, it doesn't turn it into a wallowy limousine. It's still quite dedicated and focused. So is it any different to a Golf? Well, the interior is different. It's, as I said, it's a bit older, but it does feel a bit more hunkered down with, you know, a bit of a lower roof line. It's not intrusive. It doesn't take away headroom, but it just feels a bit more sporty. So unlike the Golf, this is front wheel drive, not four wheel drive. It's got an electronic diff lock to keep everything under control. So in D, it's a bit too economy focused. Like I'm in 4th gear and I'm only going 40 kilometers an hour. It just wants to get into the higher gear as soon as possible, which is fine. It does save fuel. We're averaging about 8.2, 8.3 litres per 100 kilometers on the average throughout our week, which is very close to the official 8.2 litres per 100 kilometer rating. In sport mode, as soon as you change that down, the revs go up. You get a little S on the dash there. Just changed down gears then, so I'm at 3,500 RPM now. So it's always ready to accelerate. There's no major turbo lag. I'm not going to say there's none, but it's really got to do with what gear you're in. If you're in the right gear, it pulls away just fine, and the specifications say that too. It's got maximum torques available from 2,400 RPM, which is quite low. But the best setting to have it in is just the manual mode. You get to enjoy the Dsg Gearbox. There's been a lot of criticism about the DSG, and you know, for the standard Golf, for the 90 TSI or 103 TSI or whatever, it might be a bit too sporty. That's the thing. For a sports car though, it's awesome. It changes gear in no seconds. It's totally responsive to down changing. Just hit the paddle and it'll just down change straight away. You'd have to be a serious manual transmission enthusiast to go for the manual option. So there's plenty of front end grip, even though it is a 2008 chassis. There is a bit of torque steer when you really nail it, as the front wheels try to fight over the torque. But there's no denying the performance. It's really impressive performance for a little hatch. And you just hear that turbo whistling away. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it's pretty exciting. Should you buy one of these over a Golf R? Well, it's an issue, because the Golf R is an excellent car for the money that you pay as well, whereas this is priced only a few $1,000s cheaper, and you miss out on the newer engine, the four-wheel drive system and the more modern interior with the better quality materials. Probably the best thing about this car is just the nameplate, Scirocco. It's got a fan base, and it's a heritage thing, it's a pedigree thing, and you're also getting something unique. People, you know, might not know what it is from the outside, and it looks quite funky and quite muscular and sporty, whereas a Golf is almost blends in with the rest of the Golf range. Everybody knows what a Golf is. So there are some compromises that you have to make. You've got the older chassis, the Mark V chassis, and then you've got only 2 seats in the back compared with the Golf R, which has got 3 seats in the back. Vision is also a little bit restricted through the back window there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but you've got two headrests taking up a lot of the view. You can still see out, there's no major problem. And then boot space is obviously smaller than the Golf R. But if it's outright performance front-wheel drive fun that you're after, Volkswagen certainly knows how to do it. I would personally take the Golf R over this, but if you like to wrestle with the wheel a little bit, if you like that high boost turbo engine, then yeah, this is your car for sure. It's still got the Volkswagen Golf GTI pedigree underneath, and it's just got that sleek exterior. We'll have a full written review on performancedrive.com.au for finer details. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next week.